Well, hello and welcome to episode 22 of the All Things Leeds podcast with myself, Ed McIntyre, and here with me in the studio it is, of course, Leeds United fan and good friend Charles Foster. How are you, Charles?
I'm alright, mate, apart from you pointing out my burn line on my head.
Have you had a better week this week than you had last week?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't get sunburnt this week, and Leeds haven't played, so...
Yeah, there's nothing really to be upset about,
no,
to be honest.
But there's nothing to cheer about either.
No, there really isn't. But yeah, we just do need to mention, first of all, that this is not the season finale, like I said last week.
The season never ends.
The season finale is now next week, as we're sorting out guests to come on the podcast. In saying that, though, the podcast will continue throughout the summer, just not every week. It will be when we feel as though we need to record a podcast, basically. But this week, we will discuss what a great season this year has been, without a doubt. Plenty of memories from this 18 and 19 campaign. Me and Charles will be going... we'll be doing a big season review before giving out our own 18-19 season player awards. You don't want to miss that. And then we'll look at what is happening with Marcelo Bielsa and his future at Leeds United, as well as discussing a few transfer rumours, as there's been a lot. Surprise, surprise, there's been a lot of transfer rumours. Yeah, stay tuned. So, Charles, a week on from that miserable night at Ellen Road where we lost to Frank Lampard's Derby County in the playoff semi-final after going 2-0 ahead in the tie. Just have to mention that. But yeah, how are we feeling? How are we feeling a week on?
I'm feeling okay, mate. I've kind of compartmentalised it. It's kind of... I've repressed the memory of it. It hasn't happened anymore. It's just another one of them seasons that goes out your brain. Yeah. I mean, obviously, the positive stuff you try and keep that, but the negative stuff, at the end of it, it's not the destination, it's the journey in it. And it was a good journey, to be fair, for the most part. Yeah,
it was a very good journey, but an awful end. Same as you.
Like any good book.
Yeah, I've kind of deleted it from my memory now, really, apart from reading that. It's just reminded me of it now. But no, I just kind of want to delete it from my brain eventually. Like, it's still in the back of my mind. I'm still like, oh, like how do we not go through after going 2-0 ahead in the tie? But you know what? It's a week on now. I'm not feeling ill anymore like I did for the few days after that result. Yeah, it's going all right. It's going all right. But
I feel like we need this sense of closure, though. I feel like we need Wembley to be over with.
Yeah.
I feel like we need Villa to win at Wembley. I want to see Richard Keogh and Frank Lampard crying, and then I want to watch the pre-season game against Scum, and then that will sort me out for the summer.
Yes.
That's what we all need. That's the tonic that every Leeds fan needs right now. We need Wembley over with, the actual full season to end, get a couple of transfers through the door, and go into pre-season, and that's all anybody wants.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to next Monday now, watching Aston Villa thrash Derby County, Frank Lampard's Derby County. By the podcast next week, we will know who.
You never know. After that game, should it go badly for Derby, it might no longer be Frank Lampard's Derby County. It might be Frank Lampard's Brighton and Hove Albion.
Yes, that's the thing that Derby County need to worry about. But yeah, I hope that it does leave. To be honest, I hope Derby County fall apart if they don't go up this season, which they won't go up. It's
there's no bitterness there.
But yeah, I can't wait. Next Monday is the player final. I won't be watching it, but I will have a look at the result afterwards. And yeah, it will be Aston Villa who would have beaten Derby County, hopefully.
Hopefully.
But yeah, I can't wait for next season now. I really can't wait for next season. Just get started. Put this miserable end to this season behind us and get started with next season. And as you say as well, you got the pre-season friendly against Man United in Australia to look forward to. There's plenty of stuff to look forward to being a Leeds United fan.
I mean, obviously, the vast majority of you lot aren't going to make it down to Australia, and neither are we, because I'm not made of money.
Yeah.
But I will be watching it on TV. And if
it's on TV, hopefully.
It more than likely will be.
Yeah.
If I had the money, I would be there, because it's like they're opening a new club, aren't they? Is it Sydney?
We're playing Western Sydney Wanderers in their new stadium.
They're a new club, though, aren't they? So
yeah.
Kind of christening the stadium.
Yeah.
What better game to christen a stadium, by the way?
No, but we're playing Western Sydney Wanderers in their new stadium. We're playing Manchester United in Sydney, I believe.
Okay.
Western Sydney Wanderers. No, I think we're playing them in Melbourne, actually. Playing Manchester United in Melbourne.
Right.
Yeah.
But still, we get to christen a new club stadium, which is nice. Hopefully we'll still win. I don't want to lose to a club that's 20 minutes old.
Yeah.
Greatest respect to anybody who listens from Australia. I hope you support the club. Support your local.
Yeah.
Don't end up supporting scum just because they travel down there.
Yeah. It would be nice to be, sketched into the history of Western Sydney Wanderers as well when we take them on.
Yeah.
Because they'll be like, our first game in that new stadium was against Leeds United.
Do you know who Leeds' first game was?
Who?
I don't know. That was a genuine question.
I have no idea.
I'm actually going to Google that now. Ed's going to talk.
I have no idea. But yeah, Leeds United versus Manchester United, which is a good pre-season friendly to look forward to. We actually have a decent pre-season friendly as well. Remember last season, which we will get onto, we just played a lot of non-league clubs.
Guiseley are not Lee away, mate.
Yeah, York City. But now...
Never leave Yorkshire. Why waste money on pre-season tours when you could spend them on transfers?
But yeah, we're now going to Australia to take on Manchester United, which is fantastic. And hopefully we do beat them. But yeah, also transfers that we will get onto. We can look forward to seeing who could come into Leeds United. I'm not looking forward to seeing who may leave Leeds United because it could be some very big and important players. But yeah, I just can't wait for next season now. Really cannot wait for next season now.
Yeah, it'd be great season. We just need to make sure we invest wisely in the transfer window. That's very important.
Yeah, definitely. Big summer ahead for Leeds United. But in saying that, it has been a great season, 18-19 campaign, and a big part of that is down to Marcelo Bielsa, the head coach, who looks like he could be staying at Leeds United for at least one more season. There's been plenty of reports going out, but the main man, Yorkshire Evening Post, Phil Hay, he said himself that it looks like Bielsa could stay, which is great news.
Yeah, it's very likely he's going to stay. Sorry to interrupt. The first game ever was against Port Vale.
Port Vale.
You wouldn't think that. I don't know if it's at home, but it was against Port Vale. Hang on. Yeah, we lost. Brilliant.
We lost.
It was away.
Away.
I think we beat them at home 3-1.
What was the score?
Away.
Yeah.
They beat us 2-0 away.
They beat us 2-0 away.
Yeah, it was our first ever game, which set the tone for the following 99 years.
Definitely.
Right, sorry, what we're talking about? Bielsa's new contract.
Yeah, I mean, Phil Hay, he's come out himself. Everything that Phil Hay says, I kind of believe, because Phil Hay is so in touch with the club. But yeah, he said himself that Bielsa could stay, which is fantastic news. Really, I mean, keeping Marcelo Bielsa is very, very important for Leeds United.
Oh yeah, crucial. I'm just sort of wondering how we're going to screw this up at this point. I mean, I know it's going to be spectacular, and we're probably going to sign nobody, and he's going to leave, and we're going to hire Steve Evans or something, and the club will sink back into the mud that is 13th. We really do need to keep hold of him because, and I noticed that while him and Victor Otto were at the Sky Lounge looking at contracts and stuff, people were bothering them, taking photos, asking for selfies while they were clearly... I mean, I can't believe all you people that went to go annoy them in the middle of the meeting didn't at least take a photo of the papers that were on the desk.
Well, you could see that there was a load of papers on the desk, and there were a few charts and stuff that I kind of looked at the paper.
You would think they would at least take a photo of the piece of paper, because then they could put
just a cheeky one behind the shoulder.
Because then they could slap it all over Twitter, and we'd know what the inside of the club was going on at the moment, whether that was transfers or just contacts or not contracts.
But just get a cheeky photo from behind the shoulder so no one knows, and you take it away and
exactly.
Take it away with you. But
then again, if that had happened, then Orta and Bielsa would stop allowing people to take selfies with them while they're in meetings and stuff.
Probably. But yeah, we are talking about Bielsa and Victor Orta. They were pictures sat down on the balcony at Sky Lounge at the Doubletree Hilton Hotel, which is down at Grenoble Wharf. If you want to go there near Dark Arches, it's a fantastic restaurant there, and Sky Lounge as well. It's great. I've been down there plenty of times. I went down there a few weeks ago. Met all the world's strongest men because they were doing a show here. The Leeds United first team, I believe, stayed the night before a home game. I don't know why they do that, to be honest. Stay in a hotel the night before a home game.
I mean, they all live in Leeds anyway.
Yeah, it seems like an unnecessary cost, to be honest. But yeah, they do that anyway. So you go down there on the match day before the game, and you can see him leaving the hotel, which is pretty cool. But yeah, Bielsa, of course, in his Leeds United tracksuit still, in Sky Lounge, in a posh hotel, in a posh restaurant, in his tracksuit. He never gets out of that Leeds United tracksuit, does he?
No.
But yeah, him and Orta were pictured there having a meeting with a lot lot of paperwork. It is a good sign, to be honest. It is a good sign. Although we don't know what they were chatting about, it is a good sign.
Phil was saying today on his Twitter timeline that there was positive noises from both sides about the contract. So it's hopefully he'll stay.
Yeah.
He'll want a lot of assurances, though.
Yeah. Like last year when he came to Leeds, I'm sure that he had a load of assurances.
Yeah.
But that was on Saturday when they was pictured in Sky Lounge, and I actually spotted Bielsa. I walked past Bielsa in Leeds City Centre when I was walking up to work. He was on the hedgerow near Albion Street. I didn't recognise him till
Call yourself a Leeds fan. You didn't recognise Marcelo Bielsa,
he walked past me, then I questioned it. I was like, was that Marcelo Bielsa? I turned around and I was like, yeah, that's Marcelo Bielsa. I imagine he was probably going to his car maybe, or he could have been going to get a chicken triple meal deal at Sainsbury's.
He doesn't look like, from the videos of him in the conferences, he doesn't look like a big bloke. Is he a big bloke?
No, he's not really a big bloke. He does look homeless though, in his tracksuit and his.
Yeah, he's a bit unkempt, but he doesn't really care about that, does he?
No, and he walks quite weird, to be honest. But I wonder what he was doing. He's obviously come from Sky Lounge, but walking up hedgerow, was he going to PC World, get himself a new computer or something? Get himself a new pair of trainers, because he always wears the same pair of trainers every time.
You never know. He might be got to Turtle Bay for a burger.
McDonald's. McDonald's.
Get choices in Turtle Bay and McDonald's. You got to Turtle Bay, aren't you? 9 times out of 10, you got to Turtle Bay, unless you're hammered.
I could have been just going to Sainsbury's, going to get a massive bottle.
Yeah, the big Sainsbury's.
Massive bottle of whiskey just to drown his sorrows from the
going to Headley Verity Spoons for a couple before he went home.
But yeah, so I did spot Marcelo Bielsa before work, and when I was at work, I work at the Leeds Arena, and Matt Koffler, he was performing on Saturday. I don't know if that's how you pronounce his second name, but I do know of him, and I served Luke Ayling and his missus. An interesting choice from Luke Ayling. Got to see Matt Koffler. It's not really.
I thought you were going to say interesting choice to Luke for picking his missus.
No, interesting choice from them two to go see that show.
Interesting choice from his missus because he's definitely punching. I haven't seen his missus.
Sorry, Luke.
So yeah, love you really, but you are punching.
Sorry, Luke. Luke Kalin's hair in real life is very, very nice.
I imagine it's really long as well.
Good pair of locks.
Whenever he pulls the hairband out, he does look a bit Tresemme.
You would see him in an advert. Tresemme.
Yeah, you would see him in a Tresemme advert.
Those beautiful locks there. But yeah,
I'm surprised that, given Head and Shoulders have gone for Joe Hart and people like that, why he's not been on the Head and Shoulders advert.
L'Oreal.
Yeah, I don't think Luke Ayling uses Head and Shoulders. He probably uses some bit more upmarket.
Pantene?
Maybe Pantene. We're wasting time here, aren't we?
Talking about.
We're just rambling about nonsense.
But yeah, we served Luke Ayling at work, and I also saw Bielsa before work. So a decent night, to be fair. A decent night that. I certainly wasn't expecting that. But yeah, it is looking increasingly likely that Magic Marcelo will stay for next season.
Magic Marcelo
Bielsa. But as I mentioned, it is very important that he does stay. But whatever way you look at it, last season, this season, whatever you want to call it now, it has been fantastic no matter what. So we'll move on to the big season review. Then we'll take it week by week, month by month, and we'll start all the way back in the summer of 2018. Why not? So we got rid of Paul Higginbottom, the head coach. We were in search for a new coach. Plenty of names going round, if you remember, thanks to all the betting companies. A lot of names that I'd never really heard of.
I can't remember any of the names that came up. Can you?
No, I hadn't really heard of any, but there were so many names going about because of the betting companies. But then in the end, it came out to be Argentinian Marcelo Bielsa, who Pep Guardiola and Mauricio Pochettino had described as the best football coach in the world.
And who Peter Shilton described as Italian.
Yeah. But yeah, Pep Guardiola.
Genuinely true, by the way. Google it.
It is. But Guardiola, Pochettino describing him as the best football coach in the world. Big praise. But I mean, to be honest, I had never heard of him when we appointed him, when we announced it. I'd never really heard of Marcelo Bielsa.
Yeah, I hadn't heard of him either, but that's mainly due to my own ignorance and my small-minded British kind of sense of just follow your own club and ignore everything that isn't happening in your country, which even if you claim to be knowledgeable, that is true for nearly all of us.
Yeah, we
just tend to focus on our own clubs, you'll probably follow the Premier League. Nearly everyone in the country likes football, follows the Premier League, and then your own club, and then that's it.
Yeah.
And if a big club is making a big transfer, then you'll look him up. But that's about it. But compared to in management, I hadn't heard of Bielsa really.
No, never have I.
Once I Googled him, I did have to Google him, and I thought, Yeah, it's pretty decent.
Yeah.
He'd won a title with Neil's Old Boys. He'd won the gold medal a while back, but and he got to the semi-final of the Europa League, didn't he? So
he got to the final of the Europa League
final
when he was in charge of Atletico Bilbao.
Yeah, Atletico.
In 2012, they beat Manchester United along the way to that final. So I was already in love with him because he beat Manchester United. He was already Leeds when he came to Leeds.
Yeah, when I saw that, I thought, well, there must be a catch here. There must be something wrong with him.
I was like, well, it must be decent, but also, why on earth is coming to Championship? Leeds United who finished mid-table the season before.
And then once I realised that there wasn't actually much wrong with him, I thought we must be paying him a lot of money, which actually we are. Yeah. We are. That's true.
Yeah, definitely.
But he's worth the money.
Yeah, definitely. 62 years old though as well, so definitely experienced. But yeah, after a bit of research, I was very, very optimistic, to be honest. But the friendlies that we had, they didn't really excite me for the new season ahead. The first one was against Forest Green Rovers, where we beat them 2-1 away from home. The first team did play there. Then we played York City 2 days later. Most of the under-23s in that game. We played Southend United 3-1 away there, and then we lost 4-3 away at Oxford United.
We were like 4-1 down at one point in that game as well.
And then we beat Guiseley 4-3 away from home before finishing off the pre-season friendlies at home against Las Palmas,
which we were there for.
29th of July. Yeah, 29th of July. We beat them 1-0 thanks to Kemar.
I remember Ed still moaning about coming off a cruise and being hungover in the sunshine.
I had just been on holiday on a cruise. I had about, I want to say, 6 hours sleep during the entire week. I was very hungover, but as soon as I landed, I was like, "Get me to Ellen Road." so me and you met up at Ellen Road.
He phoned me and asked me if I wanted to go watch against Las Palmas, and I thought, given the other pre-season friendlies, it was by far the best one to attend.
Yeah, and Las Palmas, they're a second division Spanish side.
Well, how often do you get to see a Spanish side of football against Leeds? Never.
Exactly. No, never. I can't really remember the last time, to be honest, we had an overseas club play at Ellen Road.
Probably Deportivo.
Yeah. No, I think we played a German team, I'm sure, at Ellen Road
I was thinking about the Champions League area.
Yeah.
I wasn't thinking about pre-season friendlies. No. I saw us play Everton once at Ellen Road, and
I've seen us play Everton.
Chris Wood scored twice. We beat him 2-0.
Seen us play Newcastle, we beat them 3-2. Seen us play Wolves. I think Matt Scradle scored an absolute worldie against Wolves in that pre-season friendly, if I remember.
Yeah, that Everton game, Chris Wood scored the weirdest goal I've ever seen.
It took a massive deflection, but at the time you're thinking, what a goal.
It was so weird. It curled so strangely in the air. Never mind, we're wasting time not talking about that as well.
But yeah, we beat Las Palmas 1-0 at Ellen Road. But to be honest, we weren't particularly great in that game against a Spanish second division side, as I mentioned.
It was a bit of individual quality from Roof, wasn't it? They just won the game.
Yeah, that's the only thing that was good. It didn't really,
They hit the bar from 2 identical free kicks on the edge of the box as well.
Las Palmas did, yes.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of, yeah.
Yes, but we weren't particularly great in that game. It didn't really make me optimistic for the season ahead, and I was kind of scared as well, looking at a back three of Bavardi, Liam Cooper and Calvin Phillips going into the new season. What about you?
Yeah, I don't understand. And I know Janssen was at the World Cup for a few weeks, but I didn't understand why he got such a long way off from the pre-season. It seemed like he had like 4 extra weeks than everyone else.
Yeah, I think it was because of the World Cup, and he had to get up to speed with Bielsa's kind of.
I know Sweden got to the quarter final, didn't they? Because Janssen came on when England were already 2-0 up. They brought like a centre half when England was already winning 2-0. Didn't really make much sense, but he did play against England, so.
Yeah, but yeah, he had to get up to scratch really coming back to Janssen. But the back three scared me, and that friendly game didn't really make me optimistic for the new season that would start 8 days later on Sunday.
Remember in that game that Samuel Saiz was very unimpressive, and Mateusz Klich was very impressive in that game, actually.
Yeah, Mateusz Klich was very good in that game.
He would go on to set the precedent off for the next 2 or 3 months.
Yeah, very good. But yeah, 8 days later we kicked off the new season against relegated Stoke City at Ellen Road. I was looking forward to this because Stoke City at Ellen Road, probably I'd say, one of the biggest and best team that has come down from the Premier League in recent years. Newcastle, they were decent a few years ago. But Stoke City, I was looking forward to this game, opening day of the season against relegated Stoke City. And yeah, it was a good day. The game, it was like 30-degree weather. Everyone was going out in the white shirts.
It was so warm.
Boiling hot. Everyone was in the white shirts. But we ended up thrashing them 3-1. it was just unbelievable.
That penalty wasn't even a penalty either.
No.
Tom Ince dived. He did dive.
Yeah, and we still hold grudges to Tom Ince.
I don't like Tom Ince. I don't like his dad, and I don't like him.
No. But yeah, we flashed them 3-1. I mean, just an unbelievable day. Great weather, everyone out in the white shirts, brilliant atmosphere. This was an opening day that I will remember for a long time. This was great.
Yeah, this was quality, and not what we were expecting whatsoever, because there wasn't even that much energy in the last Palmer's game, but they were clearly just kind of saving the tank for this game, the far more important one.
Yeah, they were like, oh, let's not try show every team what we can do in our friendlies. Let's just start the season with a bang.
I'll be honest, I was a little bit worried about playing Stoke on the opening day, because I thought that given they'd come down, they were going to be the team to beat.
Yeah, I mean, they kept hold of the good players. Jack Butland as well in goal. They made some good signings as well.
Yeah, they had Joe Allen in midfield. They had Benicofobia up top.
James McLean.
James McLean's a bit overrated, but the rest of they had a good. I think they still got Bojan on the books there.
Yeah.
So they got. I mean, supposedly it was going to be the new Messi, but obviously never happened. But yeah, they had quality running throughout, and we nobody thought we were going to smash them to that extent, and we turned up and just steamrolled them.
Yeah, it was an unbelievable day, and I will remember that opening day for a long time. Probably the best opening day I have ever witnessed being a Leeds United fan, to be honest. Had some decent ones, Burnley, but 3-1 against Stoke.
Remember the Gary Monk season where we lost 3-0 to QPR?
I was on holiday that day. I'd walked up this massive steep hill in about 40-degree weather to watch it in a bar with these two other Leeds fans next to us. Oh, that was an awful game to watch. But yeah, it was a great opening day. Then we go out and thrash Derby County 4-1 away from home the week after. And watching it on TV at the time, I was just thinking, how on earth? I just could not believe what I was watching and how good we were.
It makes me sad to think about that now, because they got the last laugh, really. Let's be honest. It makes me sad.
Shall we skip ahead?
Yeah, let's play. Can we just go? It was brilliant. We scored 4 good goals, and then Tom Lawrence banged in a free kick that Bailey Peacock Farrell should have saved. We've covered the game.
Yeah. Click scored a very good goal, and come on.
Yeah, Click's probably. I mean, Click could have probably had a goal of the season competition by himself, because all the best goals of the season were pretty much scored by him.
Yeah, what goals? Click also scored the opening goal of the Leeds United season as well.
He did
against Stoke.
Yeah, he did. That was a brilliant finish, actually, to be fair, and it was so good that he managed to stay on side.
Good assist as well from Samuel Zayes.
Possibly assisted the season.
Would you say?
No, Jack Harrison against first leg of the playoffs.
Yeah, we'll get on to that for the awards coming up later. A spoiler there for you. But yeah, 2 wins in a row. We ended up going on a 6-game unbeaten run in the league. First day, 3 draws. We did lose 2-0 at home to Preston in round 2 of the Carabao Cup. I wasn't too bothered about that loss in the Carabao Cup. I was like, let's just focus on the league.
That was another game where someone cheated to win a penalty.
Yeah, they cheated to win a penalty 2 minutes in, and just time wasted and cheated all the way through.
And then just before half time, everyone went up for a corner. They counter-attacked from the corner. And scored. That was it, 2-0, and then they just sat behind the ball.
But yeah, we did go unbeaten in 6 league games. In the first 8 games, there were 3 draws in there. But yeah, it was a great start to the season, to be honest. And before the season, that's what we were looking at. We were looking at the first 6 to 8 fixtures, saying, "Wow, these are very important. These are going to be very tough, and whatever we get out of there, it'll set a mark for where we're going to finish."
Yeah, it's always important to start well, because you need to. You set yourself for Preston. You want to be up the top end of the table early, so that everyone knows that you're not to be messed with. You're going out there to win. If you start off on a bad spell, and then you finish the season like 7th or 3rd, then you look back at the opening few games of the season, you think, if we'd have just started well.
Yeah.
The amount of clubs that do that. So it is really important to start well.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, we go on a big unbeaten run in the league. But then our first defeat in the Championship season was on September 22nd, 2018, where we lost 2-1 at Ellen Road against Gary Monk's Birmingham City. And at the time, this was just dreadful, because Gary Monk coming back.
It was a bad game of football.
Yeah, and Gary Monk coming back to Ellen Road. They came there wanting a point. We gave them all 3 points, and they handed us our first defeat of the Championship season. This was just dreadful.
I don't know if it's my rose-tinted glasses, but I don't remember us being that hard to watch under Monk. No. I remember us being better than that. Birmingham just not as good now as we were under Monk.
They probably just don't have as good a players.
Did we just not appreciate how poor we were under Monk?
I just think we looked at all the wins and all the draws and thought, we're doing all right.
We didn't really lose much under Monk, did we? We drew a lot.
Yeah.
And if we won, we won 2-0. That was it. Chris Wood 2-0. If you're a betting man in that season, if you put money on Chris Wood 2-0 every week, you would make a hell of a lot of money.
But yeah, an awful loss at the time, and then we drew 2 games and won 1 before losing 2-1 away at Blackburn Rovers on October the 20th. Me and Chris went to that one. Chris Gibbs, you'll remember him from the vlogs from last season, also the podcast. But yeah, me and Chris went to that one. That was a decent away days, Blackburn Rovers, but it was a poor game, to be honest, from Leeds United. 2
goals from corners, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
2 of those basic championship goals you'll ever see, because we can't defend set pieces, and that was to become a theme for later on in the season.
It really did. We just could not defend set pieces to save our life. But that was the second defeat in the championship. We then won 2 games and drew 1 before a 4-1 loss away at West Brom on November the 10th, and this was just before an international break as well. And after this loss, I think at the time we were all saying, we're probably not going to make the top 2 then. We were 4th at the time. We had just been thrashed against West Brom.
They were a cut above us, and I think the loss of Harvey Barnes really smashed their season to bits.
Yeah, the second half of the season.
Because if they'd have kept Harvey Barnes, they would have probably, if not they won the league, they'd have finished in top 2.
Yeah, I would definitely agree with that. Definitely.
Barnes was on fire for them in that game against us, and in most of the games he played, and he scored. I think he was still one of their highest scorers and assisters, and he left in January at the end of the season, just because of how defensive they like to play. Their West Brom and Stoke have always loved defensive football, and Middlesbrough. Those are the 3 clubs, the Pulis 3. You can always count on to play defensive football, even though he's no longer there. But they smashed us. They counter-attacked us. They scored 3 goals in 10 minutes, didn't they?
I think Dwight Gale scored 2 goals and he came on as a substitute.
It was. I'll show you how bad that second half was. It was 0-0 at half time, and they probably should have been 2-0 up at half time as well.
Yeah, they definitely should. I think
they hit the bar, and they came close a couple of times.
Yeah. It was just a horrible night, really. But we were 4th in the table. We'd just been thrashed 4-1 against West Brom, who I think were well up there. And I think after that, the feeling was just we're not going to make top 2. That's probably the playoffs for us, and we just kind of accepted that, really. But we're going to the international break. We're coming back out of it, and we're saying let's just bounce back from that damaging defeat, that heavy 4-1 defeat. Let's just bounce back from that and see what happens. Now, this was at the time that I relaunched All Things Leeds.
Great time in there.
Yeah, it was a great
the
time.
7-game winning run.
Yeah, I relaunched All Things Leeds. First game that I covered was the 2-0 win over Bristol City at home, and that was at the start of a 7-game win streak for Leeds United, which was incredible. But yeah, we had 2 games in space of 3 days. Bristol City would beat them 2-0, and then Reading beat them 1-0 at home. The penalty save from Bailey Peacock foul against Reading.
Yeah,
big moment, I'll remember.
I was furious about that because I missed that game because I was being called into work and they sacked me. Yeah. So really, they could have sacked me over the phone and I could have gone to that game. But no, they called me in and sacked me in person.
But yeah, the big penalty save from Bailey Peacock foul, and that's a moment that'll stay with me for going forward, because Bailey Peacock foul at the time, it was getting a lot of stick from a lot of people, especially after that 4-1 defeat away at West Brom. It didn't really do too well.
And then that Bristol City game that Will Huffer was in the goal for, and then we kept the clean sheet, and it kind of piled a bit more pressure onto him, didn't it?
Yeah, but he came back in. And he saved that penalty, and we ended up beating Reading 1-0, which was just a massive week for Leeds United. And as I say, it came up start of a 7-game win streak for Leeds United. That 7-game win streak ended with a 3-2 home win over Blackburn Rovers, and that was a hectic week. A space of 3 days around Christmas time, but before Christmas on the 23rd, we beat Aston Villa 3-2 after going 2-0 down in 17 minutes. That was an absolutely immense game. It was 2-0 to Aston Villa at half time, and then we just came out absolutely.
I wasn't there for the Villa game because obviously it was away, and me and Ed rarely go that far south.
Kind of struggled for tickets, to be honest.
Yeah, and it was obviously a massive game because they were in the playoffs as well. I preferred the Aston Villa game to the Blackburn game because in the Aston Villa game, even though we were 2-0 down, we were playing well.
Yeah, we were playing really well.
Whereas in the Blackburn game, we were just really average for 90 minutes and then turned
into 4 minutes of any time.
Turned into Barcelona in extra time. Scored twice.
But yeah, this was a hectic week, to be honest. A hectic 3 days. Because, an astonishing 3-2 win away at Aston Villa. Kemar Roofe scoring the winner late on in added time in that game. And then, 3 days later at home against Blackburn Rovers, they go 2-1 up on 90 minutes due to a free kick. Poor goalkeeping from Bailey, pick up foul again. But 4 minutes of added time. Kemar Roofe steps up and scores 2 goals. It was unbelievable. And at the end of that week, my emotions was just all over the place.
Yeah. Yeah, that was brilliant. I mean, what followed was rather less so.
Yeah. What followed, so we lost 2-0 at home to Hull City.
Yeah, that was really bad.
Yeah, lost 4-2 waiting on the Forest after going 2-1 ahead with 10 men. Again, I always look back at that game and think, why not just go defensive? Why not just go defensive that game? We've got 10 men. But no, that's not Marcelo Bielsa's way, is it? We did lose to QPR in the FA Cup. I wasn't too bothered about that either. We've made quite a lot of changes, to be honest. But then all that Spygate controversy before that Derby County home game. We'll go through this Derby County game very fast, but we came out there at Ellen Road after all Spygate
Smashed
stuff. Smashed them again. 2-0. Should have been more than 2-0. But now we struggled for consistency. We lost 2-1 away at Stoke, then beat Rotherham 2-1 at home, but then lost 3-1 at home to Norwich City, and that kind of set Norwich City off for their title triumph. But it wasn't good form at all. Looking at that, 4 losses in 6 league games, 5 losses in 7 in all competitions.
We'd only lost. I think before Christmas we'd only lost 3 games.
Yeah, we'd only lost 3 games,
and then we lost 4 in about 3 weeks. It was rough.
Yeah, we were in poor form, and we were looking at that thinking, that's not promotion form. And it definitely...
it's lower mid-table form.
Yeah, it definitely isn't promotion form at all. But then we kind of picked it up. We bounced back with a 1-0 draw away at Middlesbrough.
Calvin Phillips' 100th minute equaliser.
Yeah, obviously that was due to bad circumstances. Yeah. Jack Clark, of course, didn't end up being well after falling ill on the subs bench. A big goal that from Calvin Phillips to earn a good solid point away at Middlesbrough, I think it's fair to say, because Middlesbrough away is a tough place to go, to be honest. So it was a good point from Leeds United, really.
Yeah, their goal was poor.
Yeah, it was poor to concede from Leeds United.
It was just poor all round. It was just not enough pressing in midfield. Luke Ayler not tracking the run. It was just poor. But the game itself was all right. We probably should have scored more.
Yeah.
Would also become a theme in the season.
Yeah, how many times have we said that throughout the season? We could have been 5-0 up at this point. We could have been 5-0 up in every game, to be honest. See that we've created about 118 more chances than Sheffield United throughout the course of the season, but Sheffield United scored about 5 more goals than us.
I don't want to talk about it, mate. I don't want to talk about it.
But after that draw away at Middlesbrough, we thrashed Swansea 2-1, to be honest. We should be more than
Ollie McBurney did score 3 goals against us this season, which annoyed me.
Yeah.
Because I don't like him.
Ollie McBurney scored a penalty here. He's meant to be a Leeds fan, but he always taunts for Leeds United fans.
Yeah.
It's a bit weird.
And celebrates like no else when he scores against us. And I remember when he played for Barnsley and he went mental when he scored against us.
Yeah.
But he was ruled offside, and then he got
massively
roasted by the other cop.
I remember that game last season, Ollie McBurney. I was looking at him thinking, he looked like he had just come off like an all-night bender and just picked a spare kit out of a kit box.
He always looks like that. He always looks like he's just fallen out of a cardboard box in a train station and been told he's about to play for Swansea.
Get some spare kit out of a kit box. We beat Swansea 2-1 at Ellen Road. We kind of, we thrashed them really on the night, to be honest. We were all over them. And that was
Harrison and Roofe scored, didn't they?
Yeah, that was the Dan James derby as well. It was Pontus Jansson who scored.
It was Jansson and Harrison there.
Yeah,
Harrison definitely got his second goal for Leeds because he scored against Millwall as well.
Yeah, that was the Dan James derby, wasn't it? After all that Dan James stuff in the summer transfer window.
Yeah, he got quite. He didn't get that much stick.
He didn't get a lot of stick. We were just singing "He's Leeds and he knows he is," which I think kind of played into his mind and kind of put him off his game.
He didn't play that well, to be fair.
I thought it was really good. I thought it had quite a lot of pace.
He didn't do a lot of damage.
Yeah, Swansea's best player on the night, to be fair. That's how poor Swansea were in this game.
I actually think Oli McBurney was their best player. It looked a lot better when he came on.
Yeah, but yeah, we beat Swansea and we beat Bolton Wanderers 2-1 at home.
That was poor, but we still win.
Yeah, poor from Leeds United, but the winning goal was from Alioski and a massive deflection.
Weirdest goal ever.
Yeah, really weird. But then we play our game in hand away at Queen's Park Rangers, who were going into this on the back of 7 losses in a row. I believe it was 7 losses in a row. I think it was. But we ended up losing 1-0 to them on this night, and that was our game in hand. And there was that picture of Bielsa in the tunnel, just bent down with his head looking to the floor. This was just an upsetting night, to be honest, being a Leeds United fan, because you're looking at it thinking, this is our game in hand and we've just blown it.
Yeah, we had the chance to go top and go, I think, 2 points clear, and then Norwich were even with us on points and way above than goal difference, and it just looked ruined.
Yeah, this was an awful loss
because they weren't losing any games. And to be honest, I can't remember Norwich losing a game at the end of the season.
No, never can I. They got a lot of draws towards the end of the season, didn't they?
Yeah, they drew like 4 games on the bounce, but they didn't lose.
No, they didn't. But yeah, this was an awful loss away at Queen's Park Rangers. It really was. But then 3 days later, so the QPR game was on the Tuesday night. Then the Friday night, we go out against West Brom at Ellen Road, and we thrash them 4-0. We thrash a team 4-0. We were saying this as well for a number of weeks. A team's going to get a hiding soon. And
didn't expect it to be West Brom, to be fair.
Did not expect it to be West Brom at all. We just came out and just thrashed them 4-0. It was unbelievable.
It was a bit of payback for what they did to us.
Yeah. it was unbelievable, though.
Yeah, it was brilliant. Yeah, that was Pablo's goal was superb.
Yeah, 16 seconds. I think it came, at a time that we needed a lift. And then 16 seconds into the game, fantastic finish. And that just kind of set it off, really. I think without that goal, it would have been very different. Yeah. To be honest. Would have been very different.
But they would have settled into it and grounded us down a bit. Yeah. And you just know we'd have got... I don't know what you let me say. We got shit. Would have been shithoused. For a fact that would have happened.
Yeah. But yeah, that was an astonishing win, to be honest. And we win our next 2, beat Bristol City 1-0 away, thrash Reading 3-0 away from home as well, which was kind of a surprise.
I was sat with my brother and my dad in the pub watching that Reading game, and I remember saying to my dad at half time, "That is the worst we've played for a while," and we were 3-0 up. we weren't even playing well.
3-0 up at half time.
And we just smashed them. They were just really, really bad.
Yeah, it was unbelievable. I was at working, doing media work at Farsley Celtic, and I had this game on my phone as well. So watching 2 games at once, and yeah, I didn't think we were playing well, but we're 3-0 up at half time, which was just astonishing, really. And I wasn't really expecting it, because especially away at teams like Reading, we don't usually do too well. I.e., you look at QPR. The QPR loss, but yeah, we thrashed them 3-0, which was great. But yeah, we won those 3 games: West Brom, Bristol City, and Reading. And then it was at home against Sheffield United, ended up losing 1-0. Basham with the only goal of the game, the only shot for Sheffield United, the only shot that was on target, and they ended up winning. We kind of thrashed them stats-wise, but then their only shot of the game, and they scored. And yeah, that kind of killed us off. Really,
we missed so many sitters. It was so annoying. Jack Harrison blasted it over the bar from about 7 yards out.
Yeah.
I think Tyler Roberts missed with he hit the post and he had a header which went like an inch wide.
Yeah. And then Basham, he scored. Casilla, should he have come out for that Basham goal, do you think?
That was just it was a classic case of being counter-attacked. We overcommitted and then got counter-attacked. Yeah. And then it was kind of Cooper v Sharp and Basham, and Cooper decided to mark Sharp instead of Basham because I imagine he thought that Basham would have less of a chance of finishing, but he still finished it. It made no difference.
A guy who usually plays centre back finished it and won the game for them. But then we come out against Millwall. We win the next 2, but Sheffield United, that loss was a big blow. But the international break, we come back and we beat Millwall 3-2 at Ellen Road. Sheffield United, they lost 3-2 at home to Bristol City, and we were back second.
That was the point where you felt like it was sliding doors, that we were just gonna.
It kept on changing every week, didn't it? At that point, we would win. And
we went on
second.
To lose to Birmingham, and then they drew against Birmingham.
Yeah.
So
that Preston North End win that put us back in second.
We were back second. We went to that as well. Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, this was it was like a few weeks where it just kept on changing every single week. That Millwall game, that was very, very good. 3-2 win there.
I can't remember who they beat. when we beat Sheffield Wednesday, but we had to beat Sheffield Wednesday.
Yeah, and we did beat Sheffield Wednesday.
And we should have beat them by more.
Yeah, so that Birmingham City loss, that kind of set us back a bit. Went into that pressing game, needing to win to go back second, and we did beat them. And then Sheffield United, they lost. Oh, they drew against Birmingham City the night before, the night afterwards on the Wednesday.
So I think we went 1 point clear.
Yeah, so we remained clear of Sheffield United. We were in second. We then beat Sheffield Wednesday 1-0. And then this is where our season fell apart. 2-1 loss at home to 10-man Wigan Athletic.
I sometimes think if Pablo Hernandez had scored that penalty, we'd have got up automatically.
Yeah.
I really do.
I think we would have.
Because we were 1-0 up, they'd gone out of 10 men. If he'd have scored that penalty to put us 2-0 up, that'd have been the game. That would have been the game. And then we'd have, I mean, we might have still we might have still lost against Brentford, but I get the feeling that Wigan result shook us. If we'd have just beat Wigan, we'd have probably gone on to beat Brentford. And we actually should have beaten Villa, because it was only due to Bielsa probably not being ruthless enough for the Championship that he decided to give them a goal. I wouldn't have given them a goal.
No, I don't think anyone would have.
I'd have given John Terry 2 fingers and told him to jog on.
Yeah,
take the L.
Yeah, so would I. But yeah, that 2-1 loss against Wigan just kind of killed the season off. Really, we lost 2-0 down at Brentford afterwards. Drew 1-1 at home to Aston Villa, but then lost 3-2 away at Ipswich Town.
Another missed penalty.
Heading into the playoffs. And yeah, we finished third, heading into the playoffs against Frank Lampard's Derby County, and we all know how that finished. Let's not remind ourselves of that miserable second leg, especially. But as we've gone over, there's many positives to take from this season, many memories that I will take, especially that Christmas period where we beat Aston Villa 3-2.
Look on the bright side. At least we don't have VAR next season.
We don't have VAR.
I'm not a fan of VAR, really.
I'd say that. We have to live with the awful officiating in the EFL, mate. That's
probably worse.
I'd rather have Premier League officials and VAR than EFL officials.
Oh, to be honest, mate, there's many diseases I would rather have than EFL officials. I'm not going to list any in case I offend anyone, but
the EFL officials really are.
They are the worst in the world. They are so bad. The amount of dives that get given as penalties. I want a couple of them on Monday, by the way. You know what to do, Jack. do your usual routine, we'll all get on nicely.
Yeah. But yeah, many memories to take from this season. It has been fantastic. Also, a word on that Aston Villa game. Did you hear that if Aston Villa win, Ross McCormack, who hasn't played a single game for Aston Villa this season, will go on £70,000 a week. What? What is in his contract?
I want to see the joy on John Terry's face at having won the playoffs, and then I want someone to tell him in his ear that you've now got to pay Ross McCormack £70,000 a week.
I want to know what Ross McCormack spends that on. That's a bit more. That's a bit more.
It's Ross McCormack. He's spending it on takeaways and booze. That's what he spends all his money on, probably. That's allegedly.
That's something to. That's a positive to take if Aston Villa win as well. We got former Leeds United player Ross McCormack, who was very good for us. Going on
draining the life out of Aston Villa like a leech.
What on earth is in his contract? His agent must be.
He's got a world-class agent.
Yeah. Unbelievable. But yeah, it's been a fantastic season for Leeds United, just a disappointing end. But let's go on to our 18-19 Player Season Awards. We have come up with 9 of our own awards to hand out to players, and we'll start with the best atmosphere of the season. The best atmosphere we have been involved in this season. What would you award it to?
That's a really tough one, though.
There's been plenty of good atmospheres.
There's 3 I can name off the top of my head, and one would be the West Brom game, the 4-0 at home. That was really good. When we beat Derby 2-0 at home after all the Spygate stuff, that was brilliant because everyone was really up for that.
Everyone was doing all the Spygate.
Yeah,
so.
And one would be the first 44 minutes of the playoff semi-final second leg when we were 1-0 up, because to be fair, the atmosphere was cracking up until that point.
It was. Let's give it to a full game, though. Full game of atmosphere.
Full game, I'm going to have to give it to 2-0 at home against Derby County because everyone was up for it. It was like everyone was like well up to rinse Frank Lampard, rinse Derby. And we crushed Derby on the pitch and we crushed them in the stands. That was it for me.
See, I got some good ones. I love Norwich City when they beat us 3-1 at Ellen Road, but before that, before the game even started, the atmosphere was incredible.
I was going to say, because they scored 4 minutes in, mate.
Yeah, but before that game, it was incredible. But no, for me, it has to go to the 4-0 win at Ellen Road against West Bromwich Albion.
Fair enough.
It was very nervous leading up to that game, and then after 16 seconds, Pablo Hernandez scored. From then on, through to the end of the game.
I remember you being proper miserable before that game started because you thought we were just going to get slapped.
Yeah, I mean, no, but it was after that loss away at QPR. We were just thinking, yeah.
You thought we were just going to get absolutely slapped about 3-0. And it didn't happen.
No, we thrashed them 4-0. But that atmosphere, I think Pablo Hernandez, that goal lifted everything. And yeah, that atmosphere was just incredible for me. Yeah. It was absolutely incredible.
It was really good.
You're going 2-0 at home against Derby County. Yeah. Mine has to be 4-0 at home against West Brom. That was just an unbelievable night. That will stay with me for a long, long time. And that's a good thing about the vlogs as well that I've had on my channel. Make sure you watch them all and watch them all for next season. But yeah, just look back on them. Memories. It's good stuff.
Apart from when you're moaning that my head's in the way when you're trying to film something. Which he does all the time because he's shorter than me.
The next award, Best Under-23s player. We followed the Under-23s quite a lot this season. Who would you say is the best Under-23s player for this season?
I'm going to have to give it to Jamie Shackleton.
Jamie Shackleton.
I know you're probably expecting me to give that to Ryan Edmondson because of all the goals he scored, but I'm thinking of Under-23s players that have impressed me this season. Both
and I've stepped up into the first team.
I've stepped up. They've impressed me both at Under-23s level and at first team level, and I'm going to have to go Jamie Shackleton. Because he's been brilliant whenever he's been asked to play. Even Bielsa said he's been quoted in his press conference as saying Shackleton never lets him down. So. Yeah. And that's true because you never get disappointed with.
No, he's a very good player.
And he was brilliant in the first leg of the playoffs.
I'm looking forward to seeing him play next season. For
Pablo should have scored again a goal in the first leg.
Let's not remind ourselves.
And then if Dallas then scored that other goal in the other game, we'd be on 3-0.
Ah, mate.
There's lots of what ifs that we can go into, but we're not going to do that.
But yeah, Jamie Shackleton, a fantastic player. I'm looking forward to seeing him play week in, week out for Leeds United.
You going Shackleton as well?
No, I'm going to go. Has to be Izzy Brown, doesn't it?
I mean, he has played it like nearly every game. So
Ryan Edmondson for me.
Predictable. Always pick the strikers.
Highest goal scorer, Ryan Edmondson. He's only just turned 18 as well, so happy birthday to him. Hopefully he enjoyed his first legal pint. It's unbelievable. 18 years old, and he looks like a 30-year-old.
He's a foot taller than us and built like a brick shit house. And we're just sitting around here getting older and fatter.
20 years old. Yeah.
You needing glasses.
Yeah, but for me, Ryan Edmondson. Next award, best young player. So involved in the first team, a best young player.
I mean, are we setting an age limit on young player?
Let's just be sensible. Let's not go Pablo Hernandez.
Right. Right. Because I'm going to give a couple of different awards. Calvin Phillips. I'm going to give this one to Tyler Roberts.
Yeah. And this is where I agree with you. Tyler Roberts has just been immense this season.
Not scored that many goals, not got that many assists, but he does have that kind of X factor, that magic factor.
Yeah.
When he's playing, we tick more going forward.
Yeah, and definitely.
That is in the second half of the season. That's been proven.
Yeah, I'll definitely agree. Tyler Roberts, 19 years of age. He's just been class, especially to
incredibly skillful player as well.
Especially in the second half of the season. Also in the first half of the season as well, when Kemar Roof and Pablo Hernandez were injured. Tyler Roberts stepped in at striker, scored 4 goals in 3 games, I believe 2 goals at home against Preston.
Got one against Hull, which won the game.
Yeah, fantastic strike there from Tyler Roberts against Hull. I agree with you. Tyler Roberts, for me, definitely 19 years of age. He is the best young player in that first team. Most improved player for you?
Calvin Phillips.
Yeah?
Yeah, he went from kind of everyone being anxious to sell him at the end of the last transfer window to now everyone's terrified we're going to give him to Bournemouth or something like that. He's been brilliant. He really has been superb.
Yeah,
I don't think anyone's markedly improved as much under Bielsa than he has.
No,
with maybe the exception of Liam Cooper. No, even Liam Cooper's I don't think has improved as much as Calvin has.
I mean, Calvin Phillips, he was definitely on my shortlist for winning this award, but I've given him another award, which we'll go on to.
Yeah, I'm probably.
So for me, it's Liam Cooper. I have to give Liam Cooper an award. For me, yes, he's made a few mistakes throughout the season, but from last season, for some of
Calamity Cooper.
Yeah, for some of 2018, we were saying, get rid, he's not good enough.
League One Liam.
League One Liam, Calamity Cooper, all of the nicknames, but he's come out. I remember that first game against Stoke. I was like, is this Maldini who I'm watching? He's just been, Liam Cooper for me has just been so much better this season. And he gets my Most Improved Player award. Shithouse of the Year award.
Undisputably, Matthias Klick. Undisputably. I mean, there's the greatest goal of all time against Aston Villa. There's the spraying that water bottle in that Bolton player's face for no reason.
Yeah.
There's the binocular celebration against Derby County at the home game. He's won it back. He's won it hands down.
Yeah. I mean, for me, it was out of two players. It was either Alioski or Matthias Klick. Alioski just because it's Alioski.
He's mental.
He's just running all around everywhere. He's annoying everyone else. Oscar with the videos of him shaking all the tunnels in all of the football grounds. He just grabs them and just shakes them, getting told off Derby County. He's a madman, is Alioski. The most craziest football definitely is Alioski. But yeah, for me, shithouse of the year, definitely Matthias Klick. And the most shithouse moment was against Bolton Wanderers for me when all that fight was happening on the touchline and he squirted that water, just say, cool down.
I've got to go. No, for me it's the Aston Villa goal because he scored it and he just turned around and just went, what? What you getting annoyed for? Well, Conor Hourihane attempted to murder him.
Yeah. I did also enjoy the Spygate stuff after that 2-0 win at home.
Yeah, it was just brilliant. He definitely wins shithouse of the year.
He has been brilliant this season as Matthias Klick. Brilliant to watch. Assist of the season for you?
There's a couple of good ones. Saiz against Stoke was good.
Yeah.
The Jack Harrison one against Derby in the playoffs was superb.
I said it earlier, so you have to go with that, Jack Harrison.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with that one. So Jack Harrison wins it for me for that one.
Against who?
Against Derby in the first leg of the playoffs.
Oh yes, what an assist that was!
The curving ball right across the back line.
First time hit, curved right, came our roof. Yeah, that was an unbelievable assist. Yeah. For me, I'm going to give it to Saiz for his assist. There's a number of assists that we're going to go for. Saiz against Stoke, which I thought was very good. Saiz against West Brom, which I have given it to for Pablo Hernandez's goal against West Brom in that 4-1 defeat.
The chip through ball.
Yeah, just chipped it up and Pablo Hernandez headed it in.
He did exactly the same in the following game against Bristol City as well. And it worked again there.
Yeah, so Saiz for me has to get it. I was also torn between Tyler Roberts as well and his assist for Bamford's first goal. Leeds United second in that 4-0 win over West Brom. I thought that was a very good assist from Tyler Roberts. Just that little flick onto Patrick Bamford rather.
Yeah.
I thought a number of good assists this season, definitely. I didn't really think that Jack Harrison won in that first leg. If I had remembered that, which was only about 2 weeks ago, then I would have gone for that. But no, I've gone with Saiz for the Pablo Hernandez goal away at West Brom. The goal of the season for you, what are you going to go with?
I think as I saw both these goals live that I'm going to suggest. I saw the Matthias Klick one against Sheffield Wednesday away that we were there for.
That was unbelievable.
That was what a goal.
I mean, two fantastic screamers in that game. One
was a fluke, one was a banging shot. And the other one is Pablo's 16-second goal against West Brom where he just no backlift. Top bins, one goal. I'm going to have to go with that one because that inspired me for the second half of the season.
Yeah, I'm going to have to go with that one as well for goal of season. Pablo Hernandez against West Brom.
What a goal.
16 seconds in, no backlift. He just controls the ball and just hits it in top left corner. It was an unbelievable finish from Pablo Hernandez. And that also gets moment of the season for me. Because at a time we had just lost 1-0 away at QPR. We needed a lift, and 16 seconds into a massive game against West Brom, he produces a goal like that. For me, that gets moment of the year.
For me, it's the most bittersweet thing I can think of for moment of the year, and that has to be Stuart Dallas's goal in the second leg of the playoffs, where we went 1-0 up, and we thought that the world was our oyster, and then it all came crashing down. but for that 1 second there when Dallas scored and we went 2-0 up. That was the best moment.
For that 20-odd minutes in that first half where we were 2-0 up in the tie.
That was that. I don't remember being happier than that. Yeah. Never mind football. I don't remember being happier than that in my life. It all unravelled. Yeah. But still, for that moment, right about specific moment, that was the best moment.
Yeah. For me, Pablo Hernandez, that goal against West Brom, goal of the season and moment of the season for me. And finally, player of the season. Who are you going to go with?
Calvin Phillips.
Yeah, I agree with you. Calvin Phillips. Definitely. He's just been unbelievable this season, Calvin Phillips.
He won the Leeds United Supporters Trust Paul Madeley Player of the Year award.
For the only individual award he's won this season as well, which is quite remarkable.
Which was voted on every week by Leeds fans on Twitter for every game of the season.
Yeah, he's just been unbelievable. 23 years old, a Leeds youngster. Last season we had 2 head coaches. Even the season before, and the guy Monk. Loads of head coaches thinking he's an attacking midfielder. Bielsa comes in and says, no, you sit right there, defensive midfield, you control everything. And he's just been unbelievable. He's taken that position, just taking it really well.
I really hope
he's been unbelievable.
He stays with us and carries it into next season.
Yeah, hopefully he does. Hopefully he's a Leeds mind. Hopefully his family just convinced
he did tweet out on, I don't know if he tweeted out or is it his Instagram.
On Instagram.
He basically just said that we'll come back better for next season. That kind of implies he'll be here next season.
Yeah. You'd think so.
He's got 2 more years on his contract though, so Leeds can need to nail him down a bit further. And Kemar Roof said he got 1 year left.
Yeah.
And there's apparently contract trouble with Roof as well.
Yeah, apparently
he wants parity with Bamford.
Yeah, apparently Leeds United, they are opening transfer talks with Kemar Roof, Calvin Phillips, and Jack Clark, which is good news.
Away from the club.
No, contract negotiations with them to remain at the club. Contract negotiations from Leeds United to those 3 players, which is good. But
I'm sure it's just crap. But someone said that Clark's been linked to Spurs, but I don't think it'd be. I don't know why Spurs
I've seen that as well. Yeah, but yeah, player of the season for me and you is definitely Calvin Phillips. Let us know. Tweet at us. Comment below on the YouTube video who you would award those awards to. But yeah, those are our player awards. Now let's have a look, see which players will be here next season. Of course, with the transfer window now open and us being Leeds and Leeds United fans, there's a lot of transfer news articles being published daily, just filled with loads of rumours and probably just garbage, really. Just hoping to get clicks from Leeds United fans as we fall for absolutely everything.
Sports journalists working for the Sun.
Yeah. Sports journalists who have 100 followers but have an insight to all the biggest clubs in the world.
Of course you do, yeah, mate.
But yeah, we'll go over a few of those anyway.
I saw that Calvin Phillips was linked to Norwich, which depressed me more than I can say. I don't want him to do a Johnny Howson on us. That would really annoy me.
We'll start with the ins at Leeds United, though, first of all. Okay. So the big in is striker Dwight Gale. He's been linked with move to Leeds United.
No chance.
Yeah, of course, at Newcastle United, who was on loan at West Brom last season, 28 years old, 24 goals, 2 assists in 40 appearances for West Brom last season in the Championship. I mean, first of all, would you take Dwight Gale if he did come to Leeds? Would you be happy with that?
He's on 50 odd grand a week.
Yeah.
He's not coming to Leeds.
No, he's not. But would you take him though if we did?
I would love him to have him at the club.
Yeah,
because he's the closest thing in this league to a sure thing besides Lewis Grabban as someone who's going to score.
Yeah, but 55 to 60 grand a week he's on.
It's
just madness.
We've only got peanuts in the transfer budget, so that's not happening.
It's just ridiculous.
Unless the 49ers come in with another 20 million.
Yeah, but I really can't see that Dwight Gale transfer happening. If truth be told, now speaking of ridiculous prices, Manchester City, have you seen what they've valued Jack Harrison at?
Yeah, 20 million, didn't they say?
15 to 20 million pound of Manchester City have valued Jack Harrison at. What?
In a bit, Jack.
15 to 20 million. If they knock off a zero off that 20 million, then I think you have a deal.
I still wouldn't pay that.
No.
I still wouldn't pay 2 million for him. I mean, I don't want to be too harsh on him, but he's not good enough.
He's not good enough for 15 to 20 million pounds. Like £2 million, I think fair enough, but 15 to 20 million pound for Jack Harrison. Definitely not. No chance, no. Leeds United, we've also been linked with left back Johan Barbet, 25-year-old from Brentford.
He's more of a centre half than a left back, but he does play left back now and again.
Yeah.
I think I've heard Brentford fans say he's better at centre half.
Yeah, 25 years old, 1 goal and 7 clean sheets, 30 appearances last season. Would be a free agent as well. Thoughts on that? Would you take him?
It was at Brentford, so he'll be on low money. I'd have him.
Yeah,
why not?
Yeah, we need another defender.
We need defenders. Why not? One second.
Yeah, free agent as well, which would be good.
Yeah. I don't mind just taking free agents. Someone else gets free agents as long as they're worth it.
Yeah, free agent seems to be the running theme with Leeds United this transfer window, as we've been linked with 24-year-old Dutch winger striker Geraldo Becker. He's currently playing for ADO Den Haag in the Dutch Eredivisie.
Excellent pronunciation.
But 8 goals and 11 assists in 35 appearances, which seems decent to be fair from a winger.
Yeah, but we've been in the Dutch league before, haven't we?
J-Roy
Grot. And he had pretty decent stats.
Yeah.
I don't think that will happen. I think we'll be more likely to go for Barbe.
Yeah, they'll both be free agents though, so that seems to be the theme.
We've been linked to another winger though, haven't we?
Callum O'Dowda from Bristol City. We were linked with him in January.
He's more of a number 10 than a winger.
Yeah, would you take him though?
Yeah, he's only got like 18 months in his contract.
Yeah, championship experience.
Yeah,
could be cheap. So yeah, I'd definitely take him.
I'd have him. Yeah.
Leeds United also linked with Portsmouth winger Jamal Lowe. He's 22 years old, 17 goals this season for Portsmouth, of course. Portsmouth staying in League One for next season after losing 1-0 in aggregate against Sunderland in the playoff semi-finals, League One playoff semi-finals. But yeah, Jamal Lowe, 22 years old, their high goal scorer this season with 17 goals. He's into his last season on his contract with 12 months left, so it could be very cheap to get him. What would you make of that? Jamal Lowe, I'd definitely take him.
Yeah, as long as we don't spend too much money on him.
Yeah.
We've got million and a half, and we'll probably get him.
Yeah, especially with a contract.
We just got to outbid. I mean, the Cardiff will have a lot of money, but I think we can. Cardiff and Wigan are also linked with him, aren't they?
Yeah, Cardiff and Wigan. Yeah.
Yeah, we can outbid Wigan. Cardiff will be able to outbid us, but it depends whether you want to play for Marcelo Bielsa or Neil Warnock. And if you have a brain cell in your head, you'll choose Neil Warnock. No, you'll choose Bielsa.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, Jamal Lowe, 22 years old, winger, very fast, very skillful. Of course, scored a handful of goals. I would definitely take him. I would definitely take Jamal Lowe. I've been very impressed with him watching him this season at Portsmouth, and definitely being in League One, Portsmouth staying in League One. He will look at it thinking, no, I'm probably good enough playing Championship football, and he definitely is, and he will want to try and get that move into the Championship. Of course, Wigan and Cardiff also in the Championship.
Just hope we don't cheap out and refuse to pay like an extra couple $100K or something like that. That would really annoy me.
I mean, with contract stuff as well, we could just get him for a couple of £1 million, and it's worth it for Jamal Lowe. Really, really is. We need a player like that, a good winger, and Jamal Lowe, he would be a very good signing. I would be very impressed with that signing. Leeds United were also linked with Luke Connell, 18-year-old youngster at Bolton Wanderers, who of course have just been relegated to League One. Spurs and also Preston North End linked with Luke Connell, but he would be a good signing as well for Leeds United.
Yeah, well, we're kind of, as per Radrizzani's comments, it looks like we're going to focus in on youth signings and things like that. So
yeah,
I might be more likely one than the Jamal Lowe one, but we'll see.
Yeah, and it would be quite cheap as well, £300,000 as well, Luke Connell.
Peanuts about it.
Yeah, and also, you'd imagine that Luke Connell would be wanting to get into a Championship side as well. He is quite a decent player, and you'd think he'd choose a team like Leeds United or Preston over Tottenham Hotspur, really.
Oh yeah, but Preston signed loads of Irish players, and he's a Republic of Ireland international, so his international teammates will be at Preston, because Preston they've got Maguire, they've got 3 or 4 Irish players at Preston, so. He might want to go there, but we'll see. Yeah,
hopefully he chooses Leeds United. Definitely, he would choose Championship club over a Premier League club. He's got more chance of playing Championship football than Premier League football.
Yeah, he'll more than likely choose Preston or Leeds over Spurs, but there's an argument to say he might choose Preston over us, but we'll see.
Hopefully it is Leeds United. We do kind of need a player like that as well. Yes, we've got Bogus, but yeah, Luke Connell would be a decent signing for the under-23s. I'd imagine it would be. And then, of course, Jamal Lowe as well, 22-year-old at Portsmouth, 17 goals this season, their highest goal scorer. 12 months left on his contract. We could get him up on the cheap. If we outbid Cardiff and Wigan, that would be a very good signing. But that's about it regarding players. Coming into Leeds United, of course, big one there being Dwight Gill. We'll be interested to see if that goes anywhere.
It won't.
if it does go anywhere. But I'm not. Free agents. We've been linked with because I'm not really sure that Andrea Radrizzani has much money.
No.
With 11 Sports not doing too well, especially in the UK, and also Leeds United only receiving £1.5 million in total from TV revenue this season, despite 24 of our matches being on TV. 6 matches in our last 8 games being on TV. £1.5 million, 24 games. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
And Premier League clubs get like 100 million.
You've got Huddersfield Town who've been on TV probably twice this season getting £100 million. It is ridiculous. It just
shows how bad the deal is for the Championship.
Yeah, it is really poor. Radrizzani, he's come out and spoke about it before in the past, but £1.5 million in total from TV revenue this season for 24 games on TV. Just ridiculous. Just absolutely ridiculous. Also, Ravazani, he spoke at the FT Business in Football Summit. Today, we're recording it on Wednesday. It came out today. Ravazani spoke there saying, and I quote, we'll have to run a difficult summer in terms of the transfer market, but we have a great academy. Now, he's not too happy reading that, to be honest.
No, it sounds like he's saying that we'll try and get Bielsa, but we're going to hamstring him once again.
Yeah. He's saying it's going to be tough for us to sign any players, but we've got a good academy, so stay calm. He's basically saying, yeah, we're going to rely on our under-23s.
He's not. Why do we? I love what he's done for the club. I really do. And some of the stuff he's done for the club is brilliant.
Best owner we've had in years.
But yeah, he is. He's not rich enough.
He doesn't have enough money to run a football club. Definitely
and he's also not willing to make any kind of loss.
Yeah.
Everything he spends, he recoups back.
Yeah, but it's like if you make a loss.
Patrick Bamford was paid for by the sale of Ronaldo Vieira.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people are saying, well, he must have money because we paid £7 million for Patrick Bamford, but that money came from the Ronaldo Vieira sale.
The money literally came out of Sampdoria's bank account.
Yeah.
And went straight to Middlesbrough.
And all the others, there were just like £3 million, but we loaned out a load of players to free up the wage bill. So, he doesn't have enough money to run a football club. And, like I say, he's not willing to take a loss. But it's like, if you take a loss, get a load of transfers, take a loss, but come May, if you made the right transfers, you'll get all that money back plus more. So it would not matter. So he needs to take a risk, but he's not willing to take that risk. 11 Sports not doing too well. Not much money from TV revenue. He doesn't have much money at all. Yes, he's fantastic, but I think he's not a football club owner really. He doesn't have enough money to run a football club, to be honest. But yeah, that quote, it's not happy reading. Being a Leeds United fan.
I get the horrendous feeling that we are going to sell Calvin Phillips to fund this campaign, which will depress me enormously. Yeah, definitely,
like Ronaldo Vieira last season. I mean, that's the thing. Saying we have a great academy, but it's those great academy players. There's no disagreeing with him, but it's those great academy players who we're going to have to try and keep hold of. Really, really hard to try and keep hold of. Premier League sides already being interested in Leif Davis. He's sprung interest from Liverpool. Chuck Clark, Spurs are interested in him, and I know this guy doesn't count as an academy player anymore, but Bournemouth are interested in Calvin Phillips.
He's an academy graduate.
Yeah, 23 years old as well, a youngster who's got a massive future, and Bournemouth are very interested in him, which is it's just not happy reading for Leeds United fans, to be honest.
Never happened before that Bournemouth have stolen our midfield star.
Yeah. It's just deja vu, isn't it? You look at Byram.
We're still a selling club fundamentally.
Yeah,
we are a selling club.
You look at Byram, Howson, Lewis Cook. All these players, all these youngsters who have left, and you just think, just keep hold of them. For once, let's just keep hold of our good youngsters and build on.
Yeah, but we won't.
We'll probably have to sell.
We'll definitely sell one of those three.
Yeah, to
I
try
think
and fund
I think it might be Clark. We'll sell.
Yeah. Would you mind if we sold Clark?
Not as much as if we sold Phillips or Shackleton. I'd care more if I sold them too.
Yeah, Calvin Phillips. If we keep hold of him.
Jack Clark is for me is replaceable.
Yeah, for me he's replaceable as well. To be honest, Calvin Phillips.
Good player, but replaceable.
Calvin Phillips we definitely need to keep.
I wouldn't mind us playing Leif Davis at left back next season. To be fair.
No, neither would I. Neither would I. To be honest.
Have any problem with him?
But Calvin Phillips, we need to keep him. 23 years old. He's a future captain at Leeds United for me. I just want to see him captain Leeds United for once. He needs to stay. Bournemouth, Liverpool, Spurs. You can all just do one. You can all just go away and leave our players alone.
Millions and millions and millions, and you can buy from any league and any club in the world. You do not need to raid Leeds United's academy.
Yeah, just leave us alone. Leave our players alone. But yeah, that's the thing that we need to watch out for. Whether Leeds United can keep hold of our great academy players. I ain't got a good feeling. I reckon that one of them may go to try and fund other transfers, but hopefully we can keep hold of them. Because it is very important, especially our best players. Keep hold of everyone. Everyone in this team. Right now is good.
Ideally, we won't sell anybody, and we'll just add to the team. But I can't see that happening.
But realistically, we need to sell someone to try and bring in more players in other positions.
And that's the 49ers who want to chuck us a bit more cash.
Yep, come on 49ers, give us some more money, please.
But they'll want some shares for their cash. That's the problem.
Definitely.
They're not just going to give us money out of the kindness of their Yankee hearts. They're going to demand shares. Yeah. Probably another 10%.
Yeah, probably. But yeah, it's important that we need to keep hold of these players, keep hold of everyone really, and just build on. We don't want to restart like we did in 2017 when Monk left, because we just kind of hit a big restart button, and that season didn't end too well, did it? So
we probably would have been relegated if we hadn't had a decent start.
Yeah, and a decent middle of the season as well in that 17-18 season. But it's key to build on from this and keep everyone, to be honest. But it's a big summer ahead for Leeds United, definitely, and it will be interesting to see what happens. We will, of course, be keeping you all up to date with everything at All Things Leeds. Follow us on our social media page and everything, and YouTube to keep up to date with everything. Me and Charles, we will be doing podcasts as and when we need to throughout the summer. If we sign a big player, if we get rid of a big player, we'll be in the studio recording and giving our thoughts.
Getting increasingly angry with the fact we've sold Calvin Phillips.
Hopefully not. But that brings us to the end of episode 22 of the All Things Leeds podcast. Thank you to Charles, as always, for joining me in the studio.
Cheers, mate, for having me.
Yep, no problem. Thank you to everyone as well who has listened this week. We really do appreciate it. If you enjoyed, then why not subscribe or follow the podcast on whatever platform you are listening on. Give us a 5-star rating if you're listening on Apple Podcast. Share the podcast around as well. Help us out. We really will appreciate it. Make sure to follow All Things Leeds on our social media platforms. We're on Facebook, search up All Things Leeds. Twitter and Instagram, search up All Things Leeds 1. And we're, of course, on YouTube as well. Search up All Things Leeds. Subscribe to the channel if you have not already. Now, me and Charles, we will be back next week for episode 23, which will be the proper season finale. As I said, we will do podcasts throughout the summer, but it will be the proper season finale, 18-19 season finale. As I mentioned at the beginning of the episode, we'll be joined by guests. We'll do a big Leeds United quiz as well. There will be a lot next week, so you won't want to miss it. Thanks again for listening this week, and we'll see you later.